They told me I had 2 days to disappear. 2 days to erase myself from the only place that still smelled like my father's hands on wood and dust. My own mother stood there, her voice sharp enough to split stone, telling me I was no longer welcome. 48 hours, she said, as if I were a tenant, not her child. Betrayal doesn't always arrive with fire and shouting. Sometimes, it slides in quiet, like a knife beneath the ribs. And that night, standing in the hallway of the house my father built, I felt that knife twist. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I simply nodded, the good son, the silent one. But in my chest, something broke loose. You have to understand, I was raised on rules, on fairness. My sister, Isla, was raised on taking. She knew how to demand, how to break things and laugh while someone else swept up the glass. My mother always chose her storm over my quiet. She excused her, fed her, worshipped her. When my father died, he left this house to me. Not because I was his favorite, but because he trusted me. He knew Isla would bleed it dry, pawn every brick for cash before his body was cold. But now, with a single breath, my mother was trying to rewrite his will. Not with a pen, just with her tongue, and I stood there, watching history bend in favor of the reckless child once again. The betrayal didn't come all at once. It leaked in through cracks. The whispers in the kitchen when they thought I was asleep. The sudden silence when I walked into a room. The way Isla smirked as though the victory was already carved into stone. Then came the documents. Not legal papers drafted with care, but forgeries in my own handwriting, sloppy enough to make me nauseous, bold enough to fool the bank. Isla had convinced my mother to help her, to forge my name and transfer the deed. They didn't just want me gone. They wanted my father erased from his own house, and in that moment, I understood. They believed my silence meant surrender. So I let them. I let them think they had won. I played the part of the broken man, shuffling through my last days in that house. But while they celebrated, I was building something else, evidence. I copied every forged document. I catalogued every unpaid debt, every gambling receipt, every late-night call Isla had made to loan sharks. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I built a quiet arsenal. 2 days later, Isla arrived with keys swinging from her hand like a crown. My mother followed, her arms crossed, her eyes glowing with pride for the daughter who had just stolen blood from blood. This is mine now, Isla said, her voice dripping with the kind of triumph only thieves mistake for glory. I didn't argue. I only smiled. Check the counter, I told her. She frowned. Shuffled through the stack of papers I'd left neatly waiting. Every receipt. Every gambling slip. Every falsified signature. A trail of rot in her own handwriting, her face drained of color. My mother's hands began to tremble. What is this? Isla stammered. Proof, I whispered. Proof that you forged, that you lied, that you stole. Proof that this house never belonged to you, and never will. The silence that followed was heavier than stone. The knock came right on cue. 2 officers stepped into the doorway, holding the report I'd filed hours earlier. Isla's face collapsed as they read her rights. She tried to scream, to claw her way free, but the paper trail I'd built was iron. My mother called my name, soft, broken, like she suddenly remembered I was her son. But I didn't turn around. She had made her choice long before. As they led Isla away, I climbed the stairs one last time. I ran my hand over the banister my father had carved, looked out the window where I used to dream of escape. The house wasn't mine anymore, but neither was it theirs. It belonged to the truth now, and strangely, I didn't feel loss. I felt release. They thought they buried me under silence. But silence was never weakness, it was my sharpest blade. My mother gave me 48 hours to vanish. I gave them a lifetime of consequences. So tell me, what would you have done? Stayed quiet and disappeared? Or sharpened the silence until it cut?